Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we're going to talk about curly hair tips and tricks. So basically these are the things that I like to do to keep my hair nice and moisturized, keep it healthy, different tricks that you can use to make sure your curls look nice and your hair is moisturized, which is obviously a really big thing for curly hair. So first tip would be, sorry, I have my notes over here. If you see me looking to the side, I'm looking at my notes. So my first tip would be deep condition. That is going to be one of the most important things that you can do. You want to deep condition your hair because you want to put that moisture into it. You can do tons of different deep conditions. It really depends on what your hair needs. You have to listen to your hair. So that could be, a moisturizing deep conditioner. You can need one for protein and things like that. Really, King? Really? My dog is over here begging for attention. Moisturizing deep conditioner or like a protein deep conditioner, which you would use the protein if your hair is like weak or you're having issues in that area. And you would use moisture if your hair is dry and you need moisture. I kind of go back and forth between the two because as you can see, like my hair is color treated. So I do the protein because I want to make sure my hair is as strong as possible to be able to withstand that the color that I have in it. And also I want to keep it moisturized as well because my hair tends to dry out more because of the color. So I do both. You can do either. You can buy either of those types of deep conditioners at the store. You can make some at home. They have a bunch of different DIY deep conditioners, and I've tried a bunch. Some are easy, some are not so easy. I will say, if you do the deep conditioner with the egg, please do not use warm water because that egg will cook in your hair and it will take you forever to get it out. And as you can see, I have done that before, which is why I want to tell you guys before you get there. So don't do that. Don't make that mistake. Now, on to my next tip. Tip number 2 would be to rinse your hair with cold water. It's going to be a huge change for you. Your hair is going to be a lot shinier. It holds the moisture in a lot better. You always want to rinse your hair with cold water. So when I first started, I typically wash my hair in the shower. So I didn't really like the way it felt to have the shower on cold when I would need to rinse my hair. So what I would do is get out the shower and rinse my hair in the sink. Now I'm kind of used to it where I can turn the shower on cold and rinse my hair and I'll be done with it. But if that bothers you, get out the shower, rinse it in the sink. You definitely want to rinse it with cold water. You'll see a huge difference. You'll thank me later. Tip number 3. So if you use this tip in combination with tip number 2, you'll be golden. So you always want to dry your hair with a t-shirt or a microfiber towel. You do not want to use a regular towel to dry your hair because a regular towel is going to dry your hair out too much. And when you have curls, you want to keep that moisture in. You do not want your hair to be too dry. So I just use a towel. I bought a microfiber towel at one point, but I mean, you don't really have to do all that. There was no difference between the towel and using like a pajama shirt, t-shirt to dry my hair. It makes a huge difference. A huge difference. Just try it out and trust me, you'll love it. So, tip number, I forgot what number, but our next tip is actually going to be co-washing. So what co-washing is washing your hair with conditioner instead of using shampoo every time. I pretty much only use shampoo if I'm trying to get that product build up out. But you do want to co-wash because when you use shampoo, it's stripping your hair. When you're co-washing, it's not. And even when you do use shampoo, you want to use just a little bit at the roots and just let the rest of the shampoo work its way down your hair. I like to do that because your ends don't need shampoo and you don't need all the suds like you think you do. It seems, we're all used to that, but it seems like you should be doing that, but you shouldn't. You're drying out your hair when you do that. You'll see your hair will be a lot shinier, a lot healthier when you stop using as much shampoo because your shampoo is stripping your hair, which obviously you do not want having curly hair. As you can see, the theme here is keeping moisture in your hair because when you have curly hair, it takes a lot more for the moisture to go down your strands. So you don't want to dry it out any more than you need to. you need to keep that moisture in there so your curls will be nice and curly, healthy, and nice looking. This next tip is for when you're going to sleep. So you want to either sleep in a satin bonnet, or if you're like me and you hate wearing bonnets, you want to have a satin pillowcase so that your hair slides around and it's not rubbing on that cotton and drying your hair out more. Simple as that. On to our next tip. When you are detangling your hair, you want to either use your fingers or a wide tooth comb, because when you use like smaller combs or even a brush, you're pulling out way more hair than you need to. When you use your fingers, which is, I like to use my fingers more, you can feel what you're pulling through. So you can kind of work your way through instead of just yanking out the hairs. You don't want to yank out hair unnecessarily. For me, it's easier for me to finger detangle because I do have a looser curl. It's almost a wave. Sometimes it's a wave, sometimes it's a curl. Depends on what part of my hair we're talking about. So I get that everybody doesn't have that type of hair. Obviously, there's so many different curl types, which we all know. But you do want to at least do a wide tooth comb if you're gonna use a comb, because you don't want to be ripping out unnecessary hair. You want to take your time when you detangle, and then if you need something to slip, use a detangler, or I like to detangle with my conditioner, something that's going to give your hair some slip so you can get through it, but you have to take your time. You cannot just rip through your curls or you won't have any more curls, and I'm sure you guys don't want that. Now, this tip may be obvious to some of you guys. Try to avoid as much heat as possible. I know that's easier said than done, but just try it. Your hair is going to be so much healthier the less heat that you use. And then, even when you do use heat, make sure you use a heat protectant. You want your hair to be protected anytime you do decide to use heat, because you don't want that to damage your hair. Before I was even dyeing my hair, I damaged my hair from heat. So it's like, I might as well have just been dyeing it or doing the perms or whatever, because it's still damaging to your hair. So you definitely want to pay attention to that and just try to use as little heat as possible. And if you can't do that, make sure you're using the heat protectant. And the last thing I'm going to say is embrace the frizz. Like, just have fun with it. That was kind of a hard thing for me when I first started, wearing my hair curly, because I was used to the straight look, and curly is one thing, but then the frizz, I just wasn't used to it. But embrace it. I'm not saying every time that you wear your hair curly you want it to be frizzy, but just try it out. You might like it, and you'll probably get some compliments that you were not expecting. So embrace the frizz. Have fun with your hair. Try different looks. Do things that, just try new things with your hair. You'll have fun. So I know I told you guys in my last video that I would be going vegan. I have started, and if you want an update on how that's going, watch my next video and I'll tell you guys all about it. See you soon. Bye.